Hello, everyone. I am Kiyoki, and today is World Vegan Day. And I wanted to celebrate World Vegan Day on this day. This is November 1st, 2025. This is my first ever holding such an event. So I am in Columbus, Georgia, and I wanted to do this event just to kind of make others aware, those that do not know, that being vegan or just choosing to decide to go plant-based and live in a plant-based lifestyle isn't really hard at all. It does take those little steps. You have to take baby steps like I did, take small steps to get to that point. But what I want to do is introduce you to the desserts or the sweets, beginning with the end in mind when you have a, I guess you can say, full course meal. But anyway, I want to go ahead and jump into my presentation. This is my first ever, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is the order of the event today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, who I am. Then we'll move to the where in the world, and then what could a plant-based eating day look like? And then finally, any questions that anyone may have, I'll be able to answer those questions to the best of my knowledge. And then we'll do the why, which is this purposeful event. Okay, so starting off with me. So I am a plant-based wellness advocate. And what that means is for me, I like to motivate and encourage others to put mostly plants on the plate. I start from that point because that's how I started off. I started off consuming mostly plants. I had to coach myself. And I am actually in the process of creating a book so that others can get just the details on my journey moving towards living a plant based lifestyle. Because I definitely did not start off right from the bat as a vegan or as a plant based person that just consumes all plants. I didn't start off like that. All right. So, Good Old Plants is my platform that I created a couple of years ago. And like I said again, the full purpose of Good Old Plants is to motivate, have trainings, one on one support, different events, all things helping others to put mostly plants on the plate. That's all it really is all about. So, that is the who. So, where in the world is this? Where is plant based? Besides, sometimes we see vegan recipes or vegan meals, but where is this exactly? So I want to share a little bit about um, where you could see this in the world. So found out about Chef Babette Davis about a couple of years ago, maybe about 2 years ago, and she's well over 70 years old. And I'm not going to actually flash all the details, but you can definitely look up Chef Babette. She has a restaurant in California, and just hearing about her story and the things that she has done with healthy lifestyle has been encouraging. It has been encouraging. She's well over 70 years old, and I tell you, she doesn't even look it. So I have to just give my shouts out to Chef Babette for all that she is doing in the community. So definitely check her out. Another person is Dr. Bobby Price. I definitely follow him on YouTube as well. He's a doctor of pharmacy and a certified plant-based nutritionist. And I love watching his videos. They're very encouraging, and it helps me as well because I am like the newbie to this group anyway. I'm the newbie, and I like learning from them, and I like learning from Dr. Bobby Price. He has a lot of information, and I try to retain that information so that when I do talk to people, I noticed too that there are a lot of people that don't even know, Chef Babette, Bobby Price. They don't know many of them. So when I mention the names, they're not aware who they are. But, being able to reference back and say, hey, check out this video. He talks about this, or, check out Chef Babette. And there's so many other ones, Annette Larkin and Karen Calabrese. They give so much information. They have so much background, a lot of experience with plant-based lifestyle. So I like to always reference back to these phenomenal people as I motivate others to consume mostly plants. So definitely check them out. And of course, my name is at the bottom. I am a plant-based wellness advocate, and you can check out my website at goodoldplants.com for more information. And, you might be inspired to say, let me just try a little bit and see what this is all about. Check me out. I don't mind responding. Um, I know we all have busy schedules. I do too, but I don't mind eventually reaching out to you. All right. These are just some of the different foods that I do eat because, we want to wonder, well, what does plant based look like? So here you go. It looks just like what you probably already consume. It's just without the dairy and without the animal protein. So, and I know the next questions is probably going to be, where do you get the protein from? That's a good question, and I can answer that. But let's take a look at some of these pictures. Up at the very top, I have a veggie fried rice meal. So I did that and I added my favorite vegetables to it. And then the seasonings that I used were plant-based, and I introduced it to my kids and they absolutely like it too. I mean, it was really good. It was a little sweet and spicy. So a sweet and spicy kick to that idea. Ever interested in trying it, reach out to me. And then, of course, the wraps. We go around, we purchase wraps everywhere. This is a decent wrap that I enjoyed as well. I put it with chips, but you can pair it with anything. But I use just your veggie chips. And basically, it was like a black bean corn concept because I really got into it when I figured out that, hey, these things go good together in a wrap. Put your fixings to it, and it was good. It worked, so I went for it. And then the burger, and that's hard. I really enjoyed trying the burgers from Publix. They have a good brand. Just their brand, Black Bean Burger, was good. I used that quite sometimes a couple of years ago. And then, of course, Morningstar have some really good ones as well. And then I tried myself to do a recipe of Black Bean Burger. And so this is the one that I did myself, and it's still a work in progress. This was good. I just wanted to really hold it. I wanted the burger to hold together very well. So this did pretty good for just me starting out. But there you go. It looks just like what you would typically eat anyway. So there's to that. I didn't want French fries with that plate. I decided to use my Tostitos with it. So hey, it worked. And then here's the tacos. Do we all like tacos or not? I like tacos. So again, with the tacos, definitely making it your own. The red fried beans, we might go out and purchase them firsthand instead of doing a recipe for it. I kind of did a recipe, putting the taco seasoning to it, and then it still was good. It worked for me. So there you go. Love smoothies all day long. I did not use milk in my smoothies. I don't use milk. It was basically just fruit. You can do coconut water or just water. And for me, starting off, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like coconut water. So it was basically just the fruit, water, and just went from there. And it worked for me. It was cold, it was sweet. That's all I was looking for. All right. And then you got your soul food. Hey, that's my soul food platter over there. One time I did make that and I added vegan nuggets, and I gotten those vegan nuggets or chick nuggets from the Morningstar brand. There are other ones out there, but that one kind of that spoke to my stomach. So I like the Morningstar chick nuggets. So I had that with that meal that looks similar to this one in the picture. For that one in the picture, I didn't want anything processed. I wanted mostly plants, not necessarily so processed. And it worked. I was full. Same thing with this one. Looks a little bit similar to the veggie fried rice above, but this particular one, I had quinoa. I got that inspiration from a restaurant in Atlanta. They had quinoa and they had all these mixed vegetables. And I said, well, it looked appealing to me. So I went ahead and tried it and it was good. And I wanted to try to make my own because it's like, oh, I was inspired. So I want to make my own. So that's to that. And then, of course, pizza all day long. We love the pizza. The toughest thing with pizza is trying to find a really good vegan cheese, plant-based cheese. The only one that I knew that worked for me was the KO cheese. That's the CHAO brand cheese. And the Follow Your Heart cheese is pretty good as well. But for the purpose of this particular one, I didn't add cheese at all because I've been using the KO and the Follow Your Heart cheeses all throughout my journey. So I was able to say, hey, I don't necessarily need cheese. I can just eat it like this. So that was my pizza. So yes, plant-based foods can look just as delightful. All right. So this is wrapping everything up before we partake of some delightful snacks and sweets that I do have to share today. Consume mostly plants. That's all that I'm about as a plant based wellness advocate. I want you to consume mostly plants. I'm encouraging you to. And what does that mean specifically? It doesn't mean that you can't have your, baked chicken, fish, or salmon, or what have you. It is making most of your meals mostly plants, meaning you're putting mostly plants on the plate. All right. And then for myself, I might have started off with maybe a piece of chicken, your baked chicken, what have you. And that was my journey. I didn't leave everything alone. I'm starting off. So that's how I coached myself. I had took away a little bit at a time. And eventually I made it to the point where it was mainly plants, which is where I am at today. So it is a work in progress, as you could tell in my pictures, and even if you looked at some of my pictures online, this has been well over about 2 years ago now, 3 years now. So it's been a journey for me, but I'm here now, and I'm glad that I'm at this point. So again, consume mostly plants and check out my website, goodoldplants.com. Thank you so much for stopping by. I didn't go to the question and answer session, but if there is anyone that has a question that want to ask me something, you're welcome to do that at this time. All right. Right here with the blue stripes on, right here, young lady, right here with the water. You have a question? Any question you might want to ask? Okay. Yeah, she was asking how did I start? How did I start? What made me even start this? Well, we always have a story to share, a testimony to share of what made you want to move into this plant-based lifestyle, or for others, vegan lifestyle. And for myself, I have to say that it hit home. My health hit home. The doctor told me that I was pre-diabetic, and that was like I didn't stop right then, but I was hurt that day. And I could go on and talk about that more in detail of, what I did after hearing that. But that's what made me take what I've learned from previous and try to move forward into eating healthy. So that was the year that I had to think about, hey, I need to make some changes. I need to make those changes. So I see that some people are looking at the snacks right now. So I'm going to end the presentation and we're going to move right into these delicious, because they're delicious, vegan snacks and sweets. Thank you all again for coming out.